Hi, it's Ingrid from Women Building Wealth, and today I want to talk to you about how you can cut your expenses without feeling like you're depriving yourself. So, you want to make sure that you cut your expenses not just because you want to cut your expenses, but because you actually want to use that money, keep that money. Remember, it's what you keep, it's not what you make. So, we want to keep more of it. And then we want to put it to good use for ourselves. Okay, so how do you decide what am I going to cut, what's going to make it, and what's not? Because very often, if you just cut everything, it feels like you're really depriving yourself of good stuff that you actually want. So there's a few different strategies that you can use, and you might try some of them out and see if they work for you, or you might just hear of one and say, that's it for me. One of them is you just look through your Visa bills and you say, okay. And you look and you see what you spent money on, and you just draw a line through the ones that you were like, I didn't need that. I don't need to go shopping at that store. I don't need those golf lessons anymore. I don't want to do that activity. I'm going to cancel my gym membership because I haven't gone in 2 years, and so on and so forth. And you can cut a bunch that way, and then you just cancel those subscriptions, or you stop going to those places because you know that that's something that you don't value. Another way is based on the Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is basically you expand your means. So you don't focus on cutting expenses, you focus more on expansion. So you focus more on creating more income for yourself, okay? And the other one is one that I personally love, and it's called the Afford Anything philosophy. This is from Paula, who has a blog called Afford Anything. And her philosophy is you can afford anything, you just can't afford everything. So find those 3 things that you really love, or those 2 things that you really love. I would say no more than 3, because once you get to like, oh, there's 6 things I really love, there you go, there's your whole paycheck. Or if you have your own business, there's all of your revenue that you spent. So you basically find the things that you cherish the most, that give you the most joy, that you love the most, they're more important to you. It's really about what do you value in your life, and you keep those things in, okay? So I basically have tried all of these methods. The one that resonates the most for me is the Afford Anything, and here's why. When I tried the automatic millionaire style of just go through my Visa bill and slash everything out, it helped me to eliminate expenses. Like I canceled a lot of my bank accounts because I had fees that I just was like, there's free bank accounts and I don't value that service, and I'm actually not getting great service at all. So I don't need to pay for that. I also had too many bank accounts when I really didn't need to. So I cut a lot of things out. I think I saved so much money. I saved like $2,000 a month. I started looking at things, and, salon bills, for example, for women, you go and get your hair done all fancy and you look so great, but how much is that costing you? And it's usually an outrageous number if you actually calculate how much money you're spending per year on the salon. So I said, well, you know what? I actually don't like going in the salon. I'm a really time-starved person. I actually would be totally fine if I could just dye my hair myself with salon quality hair products. So I did. The person that I went to at the salon, I basically said, well, here's the numbers that you need to go buy it here. And I knew where to buy it because another stylist had told me. So I basically went. They were really helpful at the store. They said, okay, well, you want to use this and you want to use this, and here's the tools you need. I probably spent $60 the first time getting all set up, and that probably lasted me for about 5 different times of dyeing my hair. The trigger was I went to the salon and my bill was about $310, and I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. I could get a way better use of my money. Now when I dye my hair on average, it's about $8 a time. I'm using the exact same thing that I use in the salon, and I get to stay at home. So I save myself a 40-minute drive sitting in the chair for 2 hours, which I don't enjoy anyways. I just go and get a really great cut every once in a while. So there's tons of different things that you can look at, that could work for you. So that's one way. I tried the Rich Dad Poor Dad way, and what ended up happening there is I felt like I was just never catching up, because the philosophy is spend basically whatever you want to spend and just focus more on increasing your income and I guess that's great if you have the power of attraction, abundance type thinking. But for me, I didn't feel like I was in control, and I found myself spending, like $200 on a bikini here, and I had nice stuff, but at the end, I didn't enjoy it because I was like, For me, my satisfaction comes in that I need to see my bank balance and my net worth increasing. I need to see that I'm continuously investing, that things are growing. That gives me a huge sense of personal satisfaction. It just didn't work when I felt like I was always catching up. I was always working to pay the bills. It made me feel more like I was in the rat race, which is the exact opposite of what they teach you in Rich Dad Poor Dad. So then I discovered the afford anything philosophy. And the afford anything philosophy is just so simple. It's basically choose the 2 or 3 things that are the most important in your life for you, right? Whether that is healthy eating, whether that is travel, what is that, no judgment. I don't even care what that is for you, because that's your freedom that you're choosing for yourself. You get to define that completely. It's a judgment-free zone. Whether that's like you need to go on like a sex vacation with your partner or something, it doesn't matter. It's totally individual for you. The important thing is that you're keeping the things in your life that you really care about, and everything else you basically just try and slash and burn as much as you can, and find first of all, do you actually need it? Could you cut it out altogether? Or is there a way that you can actually do that same thing but for less money? Could you buy it secondhand? Could you find it from somebody who's in your office that doesn't want it anymore and they just want to get rid of it and it's perfect for you? That for me was the best way, because number one, it helped me get super clear on what my goals were and what I really treasured and valued. And then the other thing was it made me feel like I was really moving ahead, and it kind of made it like a fun game. Like, how can I get this? I sort of need this thing, but I don't want to pay for it. So, oh, look, somebody has a dresser that they want to sell on Kijiji for $15. Okay, great. And they're going to drop it off. Awesome. Deal, right? So I really just stopped shopping because I didn't really like it that much. It didn't give me pleasure. But there's some people that are like my salon appointments, or some people getting new makeup and nails and all that is super important to you. Just choose those 2 or 3 things, and you keep those. You don't want to cut yourself. You don't want to get into the deprivation mode, but everything else, you just say, I can cut it out, or I can greatly reduce the expense. So then you feel great. You feel like you're fulfilling, doing the things that you love to do. And you're also noticing that your net worth is continuing to grow. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please subscribe so you can get more updates on how you can build wealth. Thanks, and have a great day.